means that you're going to have to differ the way that you hunt. Hunting in southern Mexico is very different to hunting in, say, Bolivia, which is very different to, say, hunting in Argentina. So that means that the spectacled owl has to be pretty clever. If you remember what I said with the last owl, she's got a baked bean-sized brain. So that is pretty impressive. She has an incredibly varied diet. She will hunt everything from three-toed sloths and small primates like marmosets and tamarins, all the way down to insects. They have got a very, very eclectic diet. Like I say, that's going to be things like reptiles, like snakes and lizards, amphibians like frogs and toads. They'll also eat birds, bats, and like I say, a real range of mammals. And depending on where you find them, their diet differs. You actually have a few different subspecies of spectacled owl found around South America. Visually, you can't really tell the difference. Maybe the chest is slightly different coloration, but very difficult to tell. But when you actually look at the diet, you can see they are pretty distinctly different. I would argue one of the most impressive things that Optic hunts is not things like sloths, it's not things like monkeys, but it's actually bugs. Because these guys do a behaviour called gleaning. You might know gleaning from the way that bats hunt, where they fly along and take insects off of the surface of leaves. Still, Optic will do that in the wild. And she does that very quickly. For an owl, she's pretty rapid. She's flying at about 40 miles an hour. Now, if we're honest, that's not that fast compared to other birds of prey. Something like the deer or the peregrine falcon is going to be reaching over 200 miles an hour in a swoop. But for an owl, that is rapid. And as I say, at 40 miles an hour, she's going to pick a cockroach or a stick insect off a leaf. That is incredible. But that is okay, because she's very, very well adapted to do that. She's got phenomenal vision. Her eyesight and her eyes are designed a little bit like binoculars. Have we all used binoculars before?
Yeah.
Yeah? So when you look at something with binoculars really far away, it's very, very clear. But is it clear when we look up close? No, it's not. It's the same with the spectacled owl, and with all your owls actually. Though their eyes are cone-shaped, they go right back into the back of the skull, so they can see very well long range but quite poor close up, which is why you might notice some of our owls biting us. It's literally just because they can't really see and they don't have hands to investigate things, so they use their beak instead. Is that it with Optic? Can I get a massive round of applause for Optic and for Sophie? Okay, so we've got a couple of minutes before our next owl, and just as a warning, our next owl is going to fly even closer to your head. Now, Boris, our next owl, loves doing this. He likes to get as close to you guys as possible. His aiming is rubbish though. So, if he looks like he's going to fly into you, please duck, because he is. He will expect you guys to move out the way. If you're scared of birds or owls, not sure why I came to an owl show, but if you're scared of birds or owls, this is not the bird for you. His favourite thing is to try and knock you off your chairs. But we are going to give Boris a go nonetheless. While we're waiting, I am going to get you guys to help me answer some questions, because I reckon you all know quite a lot about owls. So just put your hands up when I say the correct answer. What time of day do owls come out? Do we think they come out in the daytime? Anyone for daytime? Got one over there for daytime, we've got another one over there for daytime. There we are. What about dawn and dusk, sunrise and sunset? Oh, we've got quite a few for dawn and dusk. What about night time? Okay, we've got a pretty even split between dawn and dusk and night time. Well, the answer is all of them. Whatever you put your hand up for, you are correct.
Goes to one out too.
Someone over here for daytime as well. You were correct. Actually, you're correct. Quite a small number of owls, but the snowy owls, the fishing owls, the great grey owls, they're all daytime hunters. And it's normally quite interesting with the daytime hunters, because they're from regions where there aren't a lot of predators, and generally from Arctic regions where you have inconsistent levels of daylight. Those of you that said dawn and dusk, you're right for the most owls.